I didn't go to that party expecting anything memorable. It was one of those upscale charity mixers my wife enjoyed more than I did, the kind with soft lighting, polite laughter, and expensive drinks that all tasted the same. I'm Caleb Whitmore, 39, finance consultant, married 11 years to Elena. We weren't fighting. We weren't passionate either. We were steady, predictable. I thought that was enough. Elena looked incredible that night, not in a try-hard way. Effortless, deep blue dress, hair pinned loosely, the version of her strangers noticed and I sometimes forgot to admire. I remember feeling proud walking in beside her, my hand resting lightly at her back, like a habit learned over years. She squeezed my fingers once, then drifted toward friends. I stayed near the bar. That's when I noticed him. Julian Cross. I didn't know his name yet, only that he moved through the room like he belonged everywhere at once. Confident, relaxed, the kind of man who used proximity as a language. When he laughed, people leaned in. When he spoke, they listened. I watched him approach Elena with a smile that lingered a second too long. At first, I told myself it was nothing. People talk. People dance. Music started, something upbeat, harmless. I saw them on the floor together, not touching at first, then closer, too close. His hand hovered at her waist, never quite resting, which somehow made it worse. Elena didn't pull away. She laughed, head tilted back, hair brushing his cheek. Something tightened in my chest. Not rage, not jealousy, awareness. I didn't storm over. I didn't interrupt. I stayed where I was and watched carefully, because reactions reveal more than confrontations ever do. Elena met my eyes once, briefly. No guilt, no reassurance either. Just a look that said, "Don't make this awkward." That was the moment everything shifted. I realized this wasn't about the dance. It was about permission, about lines blurred quietly over time, about how comfortable she felt letting another man occupy space that used to be mine. I felt invisible, standing 10 feet away in a room full of people. So I made a decision. I didn't approach them. I didn't glare. I smiled. I finished my drink, set the glass down neatly, and walked toward the host. A few polite words. A handshake. Then I took out my phone and sent one message. Not to Elena. To myself. A note. A reminder. Clarity tends to arrive when you stop demanding explanations. Then I did something no one expected. I asked Julian to dance. The music hadn't changed. The room went oddly quiet around us, like people sensed a break in the pattern. He looked surprised but amused. Elena froze. I met Julian's eyes and smiled, the calm kind that doesn't ask permission. He laughed, assuming it was a joke. I held out my hand again. He took it, uncertain. I leaned in and said quietly, "You're standing very close to my wife." His smile faltered. "I didn't realize," he said, which was a lie delivered smoothly. "I did," I replied. "That's why I'm here." I stepped back, nodded once, and walked away. No accusations. No scene. The message landed exactly where it needed to. Elena followed me outside minutes later. The night air was cool, sharp. She asked what that was about. I told her the truth. That I saw her. That I felt dismissed. That I wouldn't compete for attention in my own marriage. My voice never rose. That seemed to unsettle her more than anger would have. She said I embarrassed her. I said no. I clarified. We drove home in silence. Not the comfortable kind. The revealing kind. Later that night, she tried to bridge the gap with affection, as if proximity could erase the moment. I didn't push her away. I didn't lean in either. I told her we needed to talk in the morning, when gestures wouldn't blur the conversation. Morning came. Coffee cooled between us. I told her I wouldn't accept being optional. That attention given elsewhere is attention taken from somewhere. That respect isn't loud, but it's non-negotiable. She listened. Really listened. For the first time in years. That party didn't end my marriage. It reset it, or it exposed what needed to change. I didn't win by being louder or tougher. I won by being precise, by refusing to beg, by showing, without cruelty, that I knew my worth. People still talk about that night, about how the room went quiet, about the look on Julian's face, about how stunned everyone was. What they don't talk about is what happened after. The boundaries redrawn, the conversations that finally mattered, the calm that comes when you stop reacting and start deciding. Sometimes the strongest move isn't confrontation. It's clarity delivered softly, where it can't be ignored.